Oh, well, Paimon and Nadia will...
And so will I.
Yeah, and if...
Actually, I thought maybe I could help. That's sort of why I'm here.
What? Why didn't you say so?
I was going...
You do this for...
Alright, fine by me. But aren't you still working for the...
I know, but I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around. If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways...
Well, Paimon didn't...
Great! Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I...
Well, I promised the Traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre. And I know how much you've been looking forward.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
Alright, if you insist, then prepare for some of the finest food if you're alive. That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
That was a dream come true. Paimon never knew Fontanian cuisine could be this good.
Why, Savannah? Why? Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer. I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might explain... But I can't find anything. The copy I gave her not only has... Yeah, maybe. She was a little shy. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me as head chef. I never imagined for 1 second that she'd cause Fiamma and the other staff so much... well, and I wonder if the... Yes. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart. Unlike Modeste, whose every new creation was an instant hit, Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn. Doors that would swing wide open, and with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity, people started gossiping about Savelli. And everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness. And that was... One rumor had it that Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy. Unlikely, still, beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. And that's why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything that's been going on, even if it means cracking her open like a nut. Really?
It's cooking contest day! To the Hotel de Boer!
Did you hear the news? Escoffier's coming back for a cooking contest.
Wait, seriously? Escoffier in a cooking contest? Now that I've got to see!
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her?
Mesdames et messieurs, welcome one and all to the Hôtel de Bord.
Savannah, I've brought the original copy of the codex you asked for.
Monica?
In the interests of fairness, the labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed.
As one of the judges, I promise to be fair and impartial.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me. Getting a seat on the judging panel is a...
Both contestants have taken their positions. Then, without further ado, let the Hôtel de Bord cooking contest commence!
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Even the best chef in the world can't flavor their food without prepping the flavoring, right?
Alphonse, Gaspard, get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Looks like our two head chefs are raring to go. Like an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly heating up.
Frosting! Yeah! That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance it. The balance of flavors is about right. But the quantity is too low.
Alphonse! What are you playing at? That's not how I taught you to do it! Stop horsing around and do it again!
Yes, chef!
Oh, tension in the ranks on Team Savannah. Will this slow their progress?
Savannah, what are you doing? Oh. Stay calm, Escoffier. There has to be a way to balance the flavors. Just think. A dash of frosting! What are you doing, Escoffier? Your team's waiting on you.
So, what do you think?
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's check on Savannah's progress.
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit off.
Enough! Oh, useless! Both of you, make like an egg and beat it! I'll do it myself!
Wow! Is Savannah serious? Can she really make up for lost time working alone?
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
I present to you Gâteau de Bourg. I was just exercising caution. I had to make sure everything was perfect.
Time's up! Contestants, please!
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We both made the same dish after all.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Wonderfully soft and fluffy. Beautifully sweet. This is a masterclass in how to make Gâteau de Bourg.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10, only because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe.
Huh? Really?
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite and already this aroma is a delight to the sense.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
How exciting! I'm gonna dig it. I think maybe someone got a little carried away when they were adding the sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place. Who made this?
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
Whew! And Paimon thought this might actually be...
Something's not right here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this cooking contest. Now, all that remains is to turn the plate over and reveal the chef's name underneath.
What? It's... Savannah?
No, that's
Hey, Savannah! You cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
Well, someone's a sore loser.
It was vanished, isn't it more?
Judges, we demand
That's enough! What's done as head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility, Savannah. I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much, you can have it.
Escoffier, no!
But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything.
It's a little late to be negotiating.
Look, Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself? What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done. But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef?
I didn't mean that to be a scolding from your former boss. Just a word of advice from a fellow chef and a friend. But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need—
All right, fine. I'm glad to hear it.
Escoffier?
The Codex de Boer! Finally.
Escoffier? How could you let her get away with this?
Yeah!
It's alright. It was just a bake-off, not the end of the world. Besides, it's not all bad. She grew— Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything, I'd—
No. No!
Huh?
That's it? No secrets. No nothing? I don't believe it. This can't be happening.
Oh, Chef Savannah!
Savannah?
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Oh, I knew it.
Pent-up stress?
The truth is, however hard she might be on the rest of us, the person she puts the most pressure on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night. She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it.
But why?
Our best guess is she doesn't want—
And there it is.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her—
Yeah, and it's
About that.
Leone and our—
Well, how is it? Have you figured out what it was?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate. I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
Is it really that bad? I made sure the taste tested before it was served.
Oh, relax. This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates. The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means someone tampered with it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
I'm sorry. I was forced in. It was Chef Savannah. She said if I didn't cooperate, she would.
Calm down, Monica. I've already accepted defeat. And if I wanted retribution, I would have brought this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just...
I was the one who caused the food safety incident that one time.
Food safety? Wait, you mean the Lumaline incident? So you procured the
I think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen. But I swear I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't know it would end up with Escoffier going to jail. But the last thing I expected was for Savannah to use it as leverage to blackmail me with—
This is crazy. So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to...
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I was so scared. The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail, it made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up? Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out. And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer. This wasn't the only fact, so you don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean...
Oh, well, I'm not saying you don't have to take responsibility for your mistakes. You should tell Vanagem to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes. Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort...
I have my suspicions. Not that I've got any proof...
What happened to me?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left.
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different from how it used to be. But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
Still, as head chef, it's easy to see why Savannah would get so hung up on it. So many times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
Yeah, I've noticed that too. Never really gave it much thought, though.
Thinking back on it now...
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason. But after countless setbacks, she's getting more and more unhinged. And at some point along the way, she switched from doubting herself to doubting Escoffier.
Doubting Escoffier? For what?
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the original at any cost. She must have... Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all. Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her.
There's still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different? She might not be on the same level as Escoffier, but surely after like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
You'd think so, but geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of their own.
New head chef, you say? What's her name? I don't think I've heard of her before.
I wonder, can the Hotel de Boer keep its...
This tastes different from last time. Is it undercooked or something?
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, hey, did you hear me? Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet. Let's give her the day to calm down.
In that case, I'll go and update Verma and his family. I wonder what...
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
Whew, that was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
Oh, nice! Macarons? Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose? Every year they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home. There's always one goose at the front whose job is to lead the flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the idea, but what those poets don't know is that during a migration, once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue. So the truth is that leadership, with I guess cooking is a science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, of course some people have them. I'd have no reason to expect. And come to.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanigem isn't for a while. Check on her? Oh no. Escoffier, are you...
I'm fine. Just need to get some more coffee in me. Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all? Alright. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from...
Coffee. Strong, bitter coffee beans. Transform... I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it. But make sure to catch up in your sleep when you get the chance.
I think I figured out where the problem lies. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Wait, what investigation?
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Escoffier! Have you seen Savannah?
No, not since yesterday.
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her. Only to find an empty house with the doors wide open. I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hôtel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened. If she's not here, then where could she be?
Boss, Escoffier, bad news.
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping watch at Savannah's house.
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected. Of course! From the Codex! They're all places that Modeste explored on his adventures. Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
The Codex de Bord? Then this place marked in red out at sea. Could that be the fabled birthplace of Gateau de Bord?
Seriously? So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that way? Geez, Savannah. Anything to overcome a Gateau Plateau, huh?
Ugh, idiot! Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
Hold on. There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? It sounds like a threat letter. Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
Retrieve the Codex by any means necessary. So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
Ugh, this is all such a mess. Paimon needs a second to process this. First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. Even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan.
We should be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea of an adventure chef finding secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place.
Huh? Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off!
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Well, did Modeste mention it?
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus, and the path opened to us.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks. See, this is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now we have to—
There's no time for that. Romaritime flowers and Lumitoile will have to do. They may not—
wait, we're serious?
A little amuse-bouche!
Beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who knows how long they'll be gone.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
The tracks turned back again. So annoying.
frosting!
Hey, give me your water.
Here.
I said your water, the one you just drank out of?
Sure.
All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden. Hey, go scout ahead. Did you not hear me? Get going.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Oh, when did you learn to fight back? You're always so compliant when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning...
Ha! Don't be... You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way... So you jumped at the chance to convince yourself that she was the villain. First, idolization, then jealousy, suspicion, and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story. He offered Modeste his friendship. He promised to explore the world with him, only to later destroy all records of their adventures. It's a miracle I
am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid... You didn't show any remorse when she left, or in the...
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness. But I am done.
Ooh, feisty.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned both our water bottles.
What?
Ever since I learned the truth. I've been biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for so long, and now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
It's what we both deserve. This is the price we must pay for betraying Escoffier. You'll die here with me, Monica!
You... Oh, you're too... I saw your dumb plan a mile off.
No.
Revenge.
Everything I ever did was a failure. And now...
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian in your next life? You gotta... You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for...
Stop right there!
Let her go, Monica! We've got you surrounded!
Escoffier?
Ugh, looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't!
Stay back if you want her alive! Escoffier and the Traveler.
Monica!
Arrest... Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius. The je ne sais quoi factor in his Gâteau de Bourg.
Are you serious? You're here because of a Gâteau de Bourg obsession? You've gone completely...
He and Savelli were fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their... We're talking about a powerful... That's right. I've done my...
Will you listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't get any crazier. She's like...
Uh-oh, Savannah's gone too!
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward.
That's true.
Oh, well, our path's been blocked, so let's look for another route. Off to the freezer! The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Golems! How are they still mobile?
They were probably awakened by the explosion just now. Alright, Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping. Transfixed. A little amuse-bouche. Delicate as silk. Let's go, Tomato.
Russian Coral! Neutralize!
Another door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests. A dash of frosting! It seems to really like the texture of Rome Maritime flowers. A little amuse-bouche! edge of fashion. Yeah. I never knew you could process Limitoll like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down. Limitolls and maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
That's strange. These don't look Romorian to me. More like last century.
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
By the looks of it, this was a one-person camp. They had ventured together, but maybe one of them came back. You really
trust our adventurer's instincts. Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her.
Huh, no kidding. Are all adventurers so obsessed with journaling? I mean, I guess I take a lot of notes when I'm...
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins. It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia. Sadly, up above, on dry land, everything. The treasure of Remoria. That's what our limited stock of the substance meant. He was praised as a genius. While Modeste tried his best to console me, but our conversations grew scarce, and we saw less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind, unfortunately...
So it was Seville?
I always thought it was...
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Seville really did have something to do with it.
The taste of Gateau de Bourg has being the perfection, but as he baked, it was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses. In hindsight, over the course of the finest culinary talent of his generation, now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own, and because we had become estranged, I could not be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me—
The treasure of Remoria?
So, Modeste also—
Modeste told me everything. Did he hope I would gain some personal— But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, what would be his legacy then? How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history. I cannot let that come to pass. I will do what I must to it may lead his family to suspect me of having a hand. I would rather the world believe a tale of the final loose end is the evidence here. At the bottom of the sea.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
So we thought, but if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure, there's no telling what she might do.
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste. Some fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations. But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the Codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place. But now, finally, the secret to Remoria's military might is within my grasp. The treasure of Remoria is... Oh, it's empty?
Monica? Oh, we were seconds too late.
Escoffier?
Savelli's final act! He wanted to conceal the secret, so he came here at...
This can't be happening! All the years I spent piecing together the truth, all my painstaking planning, all that for an empty jar?
Monica, don't do anything stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your pie hole!
Praise be to Lord Remus. You bought...
She's a nutcase! A liability to herself and everyone else! Well, now it's up to us to clean up the mess she's made. Take these golems out!
Overruled. Witness my rise. Pitiful. Transfixed.
Russian floral. I see everything.
A dash of frosting!
Hey!
Delicate as silk.
Neutralized. Sharing my knowledge. I see everything. A little ambiance. Ah! Why is this place still shaking? Either way, it's all her fault. Enough chit-chat. Let's get out of here, traveler!
Okay, I'm coming.
Oh, no you don't. If I can't get what I want, I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all worth it.
You're a psycho!
Savannah? When did you...
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Traveler?
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
Venejem, what are you all doing here?
What did you expect us to do?
We had to do something.
I don't deserve any of you. And I certainly don't deserve to be your head chef. It was my fault Escoffier had to leave. Then I couldn't live up to her standards. I acted like a tyrant in the kitchen. And now I almost got myself killed. Come back, Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it just went in one ear and out the other?
Huh? Sorry, I was kinda in my own head at the time. All I could think about was the Lumiline situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
Escoffier's right. Sure, you nitpick our work and get us to do things.
Things were pretty rough after...
Our customers know that Escoffier doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, at the end of the day...
No, I get what you're saying, but what I did to Firmont and to Escoffier...
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Firmont? I'm so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you, and the way I stubbornly refused to go and see you after you fell ill. But I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done. I heard that you can't even hold a kitchen knife anymore.
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Huh?
We thought Firmin's problem was... And as it turns out...
No way! Doesn't that cause...
It can. High doses pose a risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But if you calculate the dosage carefully, a small dose...
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks of... Well, that's what happened.
There's...
You mean... she poisoned me too?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole...
Let's not be too quick to blame everything on the Lumen. So you better make sure you reflect...
I will. I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours? Is it just... I mean, is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
It's because the heating element in your oven is broken, you silly goose.
What?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature. All the ovens in the whole kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica must have tampered with them. I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine so that could never happen.
No. I spent so long trying to find out where I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem and just... It all comes back to one...
Oh, cut it! Do you know how long I spent perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years! I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down. And you've been head chef, you clearly have no idea how many kitchen... Genius or not, everyone, you're only a... Surely you haven't forgotten all that?
I haven't forgotten.
That's our head.
Haha! Sounds like we won't need another check.
What? So you got your mojo back?
Yeah.
Friends again! So nice to see them finally settle.
Good. So now that's out of the way. It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
But That was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
Right. And also...
No excuses! This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way. So grab your spatula and get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant!
Hey! So, this whole time you were salty about losing?
The second cooking contest commences now!
This time, no more games, and no holding back!
I feel like I don't have the right to be here.
Hey, what are you so afraid of? You can't unbake it now. And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve. If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like. So?
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. That's the way to success.
I don't know. Sounds like it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The results are in! A landslide victory for Escop!
Quite rightly, too.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
Now, where were we? I had two reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course, but the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need... So I decided to step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Improve?
Well, a while back, I got... She has that same adventurous spirit that Modeste and Sibeli had in their youth. Slime... There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored, hiding away in ingredients we... Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins? I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all!
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste. And the other half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities out there.
Uh-oh. Paimon's suddenly not sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Don't worry. In the meantime...
All right!
Oh, of course. I've already promised...
Surely Monaco, she practically dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all...
Since you mentioned the treasure, between Modeste's writings and what we saw in those ruins, I think I may have figured out the truth. The so-called Treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians extracted from Lumitoiles, better known to... Don't forget, And as for the... Even if Savelli...
So after all that, feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica.
Hey!
Huh?
You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue. Did you see anything like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Rumoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old. Experts say it has immense artistic and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
Wait, isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
If only it was still in one piece. Some...
Hey everyone, we're here! Oh, hey, my little dudes! Good morning! Oh, wow! Cuckoo's learned a new greeting! Is that good news or bad?
Sorry, I did everything within my power. But so far...
Wait, so that's all you've been up to? Get out of here! Huh? Okay, so good mornings aside, please tell Paimon there's been some other progress too.
Of course. That's why I'm... Kukuku's not the only one that Mr. Wriothesley's been getting.
It was nothing. These guys...
So, what's the deal?
After racking their brain, he was dressed in the manner of the Children of Echoes and carrying a box. Plus, the description matches the one the gun was found in. All in all, perhaps seeing that they were the smugglers were very cautious, though. They didn't tell him any, but all this I happened to know